This is the Racing Carter podcast, and I am your host, Ramon Weatherall Sr. And the Raising Carter podcast is a podcast dedicated to fathers, fathers with sons, fathers that are in their sons' lives and that just want to become even better fathers, you know? And a lot of times as fathers, to we need to hear that we're appreciated. So this is the podcast dedicated to fathers, showing you how much you are needed, how much you are appreciated, and I'm going to do that through me talking, my monologue, as you know, being a father of biological children and stepchildren and children that I've raised since they were babies and now they are my children. So that's what this podcast is all about. This is the first time for me being live on TikTok, bringing you the Raising Carter podcast. And what makes this podcast so special is that I'm going to have my son on here. The podcast is called Raising Carter, so Carter's going to be on here. So if you have a son, a young son, he's going to be on here giving you his honest opinion about questions that I ask him. But I got a question for you, dads, right now. Do you think kindness is a weakness or it's a strength? Because I got to be honest, for a long time, I thought it I thought it was a I thought it was more of a weakness than a strength. I'm gonna be honest. I'm talking about days ago. I thought I'm talking about just days ago. I thought it was more of a weakness than a strength. But I I was just by myself and I told myself, man, I want to be kind to as many people as I can. That's a flex. I want to be good to as many people as I can. I'm not saying being a pushover. I'm not saying being taken advantage of because a lot of times you don't know. People run some real good scams and good whoopties on people, man. They will lay it down thick. But it doesn't matter. You know, if they want to go all out and lie, and that's on them. They got to deal with that. But you, as as a man, as a father, you doing kind things will show your son that kindness isn't a weakness. It's not a weakness. Because think about all all the people that you know that are kind. They get invited to things. People want to be around them. They get they have advantages over people that are jerks. People where I work, we have a union, and there was a guy who been there for years, 40 plus years. Wanted his last thing he wanted to do was be union president. I don't care if he sees this or not. Probably won't nobody see. But last thing he wanted to do was be union president. But the only problem was nobody liked him. Nobody liked him. And no one was going to vote for him. Subsequently, a guy that people liked and some people think didn't know what he was doing or whatever, or, you know, I have my own issues with him, but people liked him. People liked him, so he's the union president. So being kind, people liking you isn't an advantage. It's not a disadvantage. You know, a lot of times as men we'll say, "Oh man, you too nice. You too nice." But being nice and being kind and doing kind things for people isn't a bad thing. And I seen this video No, I'm not gonna go to that video right now because you also being kind isn't all you have to be. You know, you have to know how to. We have to tell our sons you got to have the ability to go after the things and stay focused on the things that you want to stay focused on. So that's just not it. That's just not. It's not what it's all about. Just being kind. You got to also know about how to stay focused and go go after what you want. And I came across this video, Kobe Bryant, Isaiah Thomas, IT was talking about Kobe Bryant, and this is a hidden gem. Anytime I feel like giving up, I watch this video.
Do you have any memories, any stories playing with, against, meeting Kobe at all?
I was on the Boston Celtics 2016. It was his last time playing in the Boston Garden, the TD Garden.
That's an amazing moment.
So this time I get connected to talk to him before the game. So I'm in the visiting locker room chopping it up with Kobe.
Yeah, that's
this
tough.
Is like the craziest moment of my life because I never really had the time to just sit one-on-one and talk to him like we doing.
Right.
So I asked him, I'm like, how did you lock in on your whole career, eliminate distractions, eliminate everything that can take your focus away of what your ultimate goal is? He said, right off the bat, like he already knew the story he was going to tell me. He said, you know how a lion, when he's hunting for his food, there's probably 100,000 little insects, gnats on his body. If he takes his eye off his food, he might not eat for 6 months.
That's the craziest answer I would ever expect.
He's like, you know how many gnats and animals and, you know, any insects on his eyes, and he can't take his focus off that, or he might not eat for a few months?
Makes sense.
He said, that lion is me. So the media, the outsiders that are saying I can't do this, they're not in the gym with me at 4 a.m. They're not in the gym with me when I'm putting in the work in. So I don't see anything that they say, no matter how bad or good it is. I'm focused on one goal, and that's winning the championship and being the best player to ever play the game.
What is your response when you hear something like that?
I didn't have no response.
I would have been breathless because that's the last thing I'm thinking. If you
really
a lion,
chilling, talking to me.
Yeah.
I asked that question. It's like he
Zeroed
already
in.
had the answer. Like he already knew what I was gonna ask. Like just right off the bat, he didn't think or nothing. He just like, you know how a lion, like that's how it came in.
That's crazy.
You know how a lion like hunts for his food. I'm like, I didn't know where he was going with it, and it just like changed the whole. Like after that conversation,
the energy was different.
Damn, after that conversation, the next year I averaged 30.
Man. So it's about teaching our sons how to be kind, but it's also important to teach them how to lock in. How to not to let what other people think about them deter them from what they're trying to do. And you as a father, how you wanna raise your son. But that video is a hidden gem, man. Whenever you feel like, you know, it's me against the world, that's the kind of mentality that you gotta have. But I can remember reading this book, Tony Robbins, and he said they did a test. They took a test, or they took a poll on like being, you know, individuals that gave things to other people. And the poll showed that the person who gave had more satisfaction than the person who received the gift or the kind gesture. So being kind is profitable. You're not weak because you're kind. You're not weak because you do good things for other people. That it's gonna make you feel better about yourself, and it's gonna keep a positive aura around you, and good things are gonna happen to you because of it. Good things are gonna happen to you because of it. Now, I'm not saying that just because you're kind and you're a good person, nothing bad is ever gonna happen to you. And that's not realistic. Bad things are gonna happen. But if you treat people like you want to be treated, you got a better chance of winning at this game of life. That's just facts. That's just keeping it real. And a lot of...
Do you have any memories, any stories?
A lot of times, we think that when we're around our friends, we're around our guys, we think that, you know, we say to them, "Oh man, you too nice, man. You're too nice." But we gotta stop. You know, we gotta stop doing that. We gotta stop. As men, we gotta stop thinking that being kind to people is a weakness, because it's not. It's a flex, honestly.
Do you have any?
It's definitely a flex. And I got another video that I seen that shows, because I heard Noor Muhammad say this. He said, "You never know who you're talking to. You never know who might be asking you to do something for them. You never know who they are." And I seen a great video that highlights that.
It's not much, but it's all I got.
Oh, no, I can't accept that.
Sure you can, man. Just go get you some breakfast and get you some lunch too, man.
Do you see? We can split that.
Take it, please. You need it more than I do.
Thank you. Thank you,
No
Jimmy.
worries, bro. No worries. Is that all you came with?
Huh?
That bag? That's all you came with?
Yeah, that's all I got.
All right.
What are you doing?
You need this more than I do, man.
Come on, man. Then you're doing too much now.
You don't understand how cold it gets around here. You need this more than I do. Come on. My body's used to it. Yours ain't. You need it more than I do. Plus, I know there's this place over there where people dump their clothes. I'll just go find another jacket over there, man. Helping others is how we help ourselves. I gotta go. Take care, man.
Jimmy, I'm gonna pay you back.
Now there's a guy being kind, doing an awesome deed. But you never know who you're talking to. You never know. And you shouldn't do things just because you think you're gonna get repaid for it, but you never know who you're talking to. And there's a part.
Jimmy!
2 to this video.
I've been looking everywhere for you, man.
Steven?
Thanks for letting me use your coat yesterday. Appreciate it.
You look in much better shape, man.
Yeah, feel a whole lot better too.
What happened? You get a job interview or?
Some a little bit better than that. Let me explain. First off, my name isn't Steven, it's Marcus. And I'm actually not homeless. I'm a CEO of a multi-million-dollar company. And yesterday, I played a homeless guy. And I was just out, finding people who are generous to other people. Yesterday, Jimmy, you gave me almost everything you had. Now I want to repay you back. I'm going to pay it forward. So, got something for you. I don't know. It's here. I don't know how much it is, but that's for you. You should be able to buy breakfast, lunch, dinner for many days to come. Also, this is for you. It's the hotel right around the corner. It's already prepaid. You can stay there for as long as you want. And lastly, this right here, it's your name right there. It's my company. It's an offer letter. It's an entry-level position, but it starts at 40 grand. So you can go ahead, work your way up, and with your mindset, I know you're gonna be a star at my company. That is if you want it. Okay? You don't have to say anything. Helping others is a way that we help ourselves.
That's real talk. Helping others is the way we help ourselves. But as fathers, you want to show your sons that. You want to show your sons that being kind is a strength and it isn't a weakness. So as he grows and develops, he understands that. That's just giving him another advantage in life, because that's our job as fathers, to get our sons ready for the real world. That grown man who don't understand about being kind, about having emotional intelligence and having just getting other people to like them. Grown man, old. Just because you old, that don't mean that you got everything together. That don't mean that. I can remember one time I was working and a guy, he was talking about his son. He was saying, "Oh yeah, my son just called me and asked me to buy him some shoes. My grown son just called me and asked me to buy him some shoes." So I'm thinking, you talking about it all loud. I'm like, did you buy him the shoes, man? They're like, no, I didn't give him. I didn't buy him no shoes. He a grown man. Your son might be, dishonest and call you and ask for stuff that he really don't need. He gonna spend it on, alcohol or drugs. But what if he really needed those shoes? What if he really needed those shoes? I'm not saying he should have went out and bought him a pair of Jordans or some Yeezys or whatever expensive shoes that people buy, but you couldn't buy him a pair of shoes? You felt that much animosity towards your own son that you couldn't even buy him a pair of shoes from Target or Walmart or something? We get so, we think saying no is a time you have to have the ability to say no. But a lot of men, older men, or just men, period, we think that, we weaponize the word no. Why your son calling you, asking you for shoes anyway? You didn't have no part of that? You did everything you could for him? That's why he a grown man calling you, asking you for shoes? Come on now. It's just, you see, I see and I hear, over my life I've seen and I hear so much of that. And that's not a flex. That's not what's up. Yeah, if you gave him money for shoes and he went out and bought, that's on him. But he can't ever say you didn't give him something he said he needed. Your job as a father is an important job.
Jimmy!
It's a very important job. And I think a lot of times we underestimate, or a lot of people underestimate the importance of a father. But I got another video to show you, receipts, as they say, to show you just how important we are.
If a man and wife raise a child, they're less likely to end up in jail, but they have the same statistical chance as children raised by just their father. Girls with no fathers in the home have lower self-esteem. No father families more likely to be victims of abuse, especially with single mothers. Children with high BMI more often come from fatherless homes. Here's something: fathers have the fittest children. That was really interesting to me. The more opportunities a child has to interact with biological father, the less likely they are to commit a crime or have contact with the juvenile justice system. Okay, another way to say that is men and women who are incarcerated, the population of the prisons mostly encompass fatherless homes. Now, here's something that no one else has mentioned, which I think is cool, and I don't really say this eloquently. If a man and wife raise a child, they're less likely to end up in jail, but they have the same statistical chance as children raised by just their father.
Wow, I know a lot of people seen that video floating around TikTok, but she said a man and wife that raised their son or daughter together is just a man and wife who raised their son or daughter together has a less statistical chance for that child to go to prison. But a father who raises that child by himself is just as equal as that, because fathers are important. But I want to say this to fathers out there. You can't be running around here in the streets promoting a type of lifestyle or showing your sons a type of lifestyle and think that they not gonna fall. They have no chance of falling victim to it. They have no chance of trying to do the same thing that you did. And honestly, they're probably not as good at it as you. This is not, this ain't a movie, this is real life. So you running around here showing them something. Because it's not what you say, it's what you do. So you running around here showing them a lifestyle. You gotta realize that they're gonna be influenced by that lifestyle and think, oh man, I want to do it too. What are you gonna tell them? Oh no, don't do it. Don't. They're gonna say you did it. You did it. So if it's good enough for you, why I can't do it? So it's not what you say. It's what you do. So the things you do affect your son, affect your daughter. You not being kind. Them seeing you always be mean to people. Somebody comes up and asks you, for change or just period. They're going to have the same outlook. They're going to have the same outlook on life. And, kids are innocent. Kids are innocent. They say between, infancy and like 5 years old, that's when the child develops and learns. That's the best chance for them to learn. After that, you kind of got what you got. And so we've got to remember that as fathers, that we got to be there from day one, and that they've got to know that being kind to other people or doing good things for other people isn't a weakness. It took me years to figure that out, but don't let that happen to you, and don't project that on your, on your kids, because you just, like I said earlier, there was, they're old men who don't understand that you need to be kind to other people. People aren't going to care about you until they know you care about them. You can't teach or tell somebody something when they know you don't care about them. I'm not listening to you. I know you don't care about me. Just like the gentleman I was telling you before. Yeah, he was really knowledgeable. He knew a lot of things about the union, about the job, but I knew he didn't care about people. I knew he didn't care about me. So I didn't want to go to him with any of my issues. I didn't want to talk to him, and he knew that. And me and him really didn't like each other. But that's fine. That's fine, because people aren't going to listen to you, and people aren't going to want to be around you if they know you don't, if you don't care about them. You can't tell anybody nothing. You can't help anyone if they feel like you don't give a damn about them. So that is the first episode of the Raising Carter podcast on TikTok. Had to get it out the way. I ain't going nowhere. I ain't stopping, man. That's just what it is. See, I got the I will never quit hat on because that's what it's all about. Never quitting. You got to start somewhere. You got to start somewhere. The last gym I got, and I got to say this. People think doing nothing, never going after what you want to go after, is better than trying something and failing. So you seeing somebody do something, you be like, oh, they don't got no viewers, they don't got no sales. But you sitting around doing nothing is better than that. No, it's not. No, it's not. Because they're closer to achieving something than you. You haven't even started. At least they're starting and learning and and figuring out the game and figuring out the situation. You haven't even started. All you doing is watching and letting life deal with you, letting life hand you and give you what you want. That's what God intended. That's when he created you. He just said, yeah, you just go and let life, handle you. That's what he wakes you up every morning for? No, it's not. He had a mission for you, and it's up to you to find out what that thing is. So, that's it. This is the first TikTok edition of the Raising Carter podcast. It's a podcast for fathers, showing you just how important you are, because you are. You are very, very important, and your sons need you. So, see you next time. Peace.